2015 Honda Pilot battery replacement. First, pop your hood. We got to come and get this air intake little plastic part off. It covers the battery. So to get this off, it's pretty easy. There's two clips. You're going to need to get a flathead. And what you do is you pop the top of these clips up. And there's a little spot for you to get something in there. And you're going to push the center up. Once the center's up, we could kind of lift it out. And then you could take the bottom part out just with the flathead, just kind of prying it out a little bit. Save these clips, try not to break them. We're going to reuse them. If you end up breaking them, don't beat yourself up. They're pretty easy to break, and they're pretty easy to lose your patience on. So get these out, and then once those are out, you're going to lift this up and kind of wiggle it and pull it outwards, and it should come off there. And we're going to set this aside. Just put this somewhere safe so it doesn't get messed up. Put the clip somewhere safe so they don't get messed up. Now the battery now is exposed, and we could take this battery hold down off. It's 10 millimeter hold down nuts. Get a deep 10 and loosen these. You don't got to loosen them all the way. You want to just loosen them enough to where you can remove the little pole out from the hole. So loosen the nut off. You could take it all the way off if you want. It'll come out easier. But if you just want to kind of keep it together as you remove it, you just loosen it enough to where you could just kind of remove both poles from the hole. Didn't sound right. And then we'll set this aside. Try to remember which way it goes. All right, so down there's a hole, and on the front there's a hole too. Okay, so we gotta get these clamps off now. Let's get the negative off first. Always get the negative clamp off first. My dad taught me that. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a dad. It's a 10 millimeter nut. You want to loosen it. You don't need to take it all the way off. Once you loosen it, you should be able to wiggle the wire and the clamp loose, and then you should be able just to pull this off right that. Try not to arc it on anything metal, and then we're going to take the positive side off. Same thing. There's a 10 millimeter nut right here. You can go ahead and just loosen it. You don't need to take it all the way off. If you do, it's not the end of the world. Just put it back on, and then you just kind of move this back and forth and then go up with it. Sometimes they're covered in corrosion and they're stubborn. You'll just have to clean it real good once you get it off. This battery has a little sleeve on it, or like a little cover. I'm going to reuse this. I always try to put these back on the new batteries because I feel like they're there for a reason. So you could take this off later. I just slide it up now. It comes off pretty easy. Just kind of work it and pull it up. And then we could just grab the handle and remove the battery. If yours doesn't have a handle, you could grab it from the sides. It's uncomfortable and like awkward, so just expect that. Okay, so we'll put this down on the ground, and I got my new battery here. It's a 24, size 24. You don't really need to worry about that, but just make sure the batteries are physically about the same. Positive and negative terminals are on the same side of the battery. You can remove this holder and put it on your new one. Watch mechanic tips number 1 to be showing how to do that. All right, so I put it back in the car. I'm gonna take these protective caps off. Now we're going to go with the positive clamp on first, but before we do that, we're going to put this sleeve back on. If you broke the sleeve or don't have one, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But if you have it, I would reuse it. There's a little arrow right here in the corner that points forward to remind you which way it goes. So once that's on, I'm going to put the positive clamp on. Go ahead and tighten this down. You don't need to go super tight on this nut. Just get it like very snug to where it doesn't move. Sometimes it'll feel like it's tight, but this clamp will go back and forth and move. That's bad. You don't want that to happen. So make sure the clamp's tight and it doesn't move on you. Push the clamp down further if it's moving on you. So just loosen it, push the clamp down further as far as you can, and then tighten it, and you should be okay. Same thing for the negative. Same scenario, just push it down pretty far and then tighten it. Doesn't need to be mega tight. You could damage the battery and the terminal if you try to go super tight and like pry on this thing. Okay, so same thing, the negative clamp is good. It's not moving around. And then we'll go ahead and put this hold down back on. This could be tedious and annoying. It's so simple, but it could be tedious. So all you gotta do is put the hooks back in the holes and then tighten this down. But like doing it can be kind of annoying. So this side, this is the spot it's supposed to go into, like that right there. That's your hole to put it in. And then on the other side, it's the same thing, but it's kind of crowded. You can't really see down there as well. Try not to arc on your clamps. Just get this. This one kind of goes in front of it, and then just tighten those down. Don't go make it tight on those because you could warp your battery and damage it. Sorry about that noise. That was my phone, not your phone. So that's what it's supposed to look like on this side. And that's pretty much it. We're going to put the air intake back on. We got the battery in. This is important to snug it back on how it was, just like this. And then I think it looks a little harder than it really is. You just snug that on, and then this should just kind of be pretty easy to line up the holes right there. And then you put your bottom side of the clip in first, and then once your bottom's in, then you put the top in. So put the bottom of the clip in. Okay, now once that's in, you could put the top one in, and then just kind of push them down, and then they'll lock in place, and they'll lock this. You could just kind of hammer it or pound it or just gently push it, however you like to do it. And that's it, guys. So I hope this video helped you out. Thanks for watching. Please reach me 100K, please, and I'll see you next video.